We have Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid back on the line. Good morning, Barrister Tunji. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning, Sarah. Thank you for having me.
Yes, let's delve into what we have this morning. Let's begin with the story on the Asaba resolution made by the Southern governors last week, Tuesday. Now, this particular meeting which they had generated a lot of talks and controversies, criticisms, particularly from the northern part of the country. And, you know, this has brought a lot of division in regards to this. What do you make of this particular resolution made by the Southern governors?
I think when we look at what they've done, I think some of the, they have so many resolutions, but only two were generated a lot of talking. What are these two issues that generated a lot of talking? The issue of banning on open grazing and the issue of restructuring, which has been the lips of everybody. So I think what I'm happy about in that declaration, or what what led to that declaration, is that I'm happy that though the 17 governors that were there were not only from one party, they were not only from one side of the country, they cut across all parties, they cut across all the PDP, APC, or whatever party that made up of them. So it makes it a kind of a good thing, because otherwise, if it were to be one party alone, say PDP, people have targeted as party issue. They are trying to turn down the government because they are opposition. So, but to me, the issue of open grazing has been long overdue, and I want to agree with them with the decision they take in that regard. The issue of banning on open grazing is long overdue, and as such, I align with their position regarding that. And I hear people talk about right to move, movement. Everybody has the right to move from one place to another. Yes, there it is clear under the law that you have the right to move from one place to another. Freedom of movement very guaranteed under our constitution. But that freedom of movement has limitation. You can't say because you have a freedom of a movement, then trespass into my house, trespass into my area, trespass into my land, destroy my things, and do it the way you want. So I think we are in the 21st century, and we need to operate as 21st century people want to develop at all.
Okay.
Carrying cow from one place to another does not go for those who buy the cow, and does not even go well for the cow itself. So I think the open grazing should be a thing of the past. And I want to agree with the governors regarding that position declaration in that regard. I also want to agree with them regarding the restructuring.
Okay.
Restructuring as one of the issues everybody has been talking about. Been asking that things are not working, things are not going the way it should go. There's need for us to rejig and look into the system we are operating, and that's what they call restructuring. Although there have been issues regarding what do you mean by restructuring. So many people have different definition for what they call restructuring. Let's even try what they talk about. Let's even come together and see and say, okay, I like this, I like that, I like this, I like that, so that the government will be able to form a position regarding what kind of restructuring people are looking for. Because I am aware that there are so many conferences that have been held. We have so many fora. The issue of restructuring has been discussed. I'm even aware that the APC, when they came into power in 2015, they set up a committee headed by the governor of Kaduna State, Malam El-Rufai, to look into the restructuring of the country and to determine what and what. To date, I'm not aware that any of those report has been implemented or anything as part of that report. So the people there are a lot of agitation. What are the reasons for this agitation? These are the things we need to look into. This agitation comes about because there are a lot of injustices, there are a lot of inequality, there are a lot of even some people who are killing people, the Boko Haram, the banditry, or whatever they call themselves, that are killing people today. We are said to be aggrieved. What are the reasons for that? Why they are aggrieved? Even though I don't justify when you are aggrieved, don't keep people. Everybody in this country is aggrieved, and we cannot be carrying gun because we are aggrieved. So the fact that they are aggrieved is not a justification for them to start committing crime. But as a government, we need to also look into these issues. What are the reasons? What are these people agitating for? What are these people agitating for? The southern people are agitating, the northern people are agitating, the Yoruba people are agitating, so many people are agitating. The government owns the duty to look at these issues and see and address those issues so that if you want to live as one, if you want to remain as a Nigeria, those issues need to be looked into. But I will not also agree that we should organize another conference or whatever they want to organize, because I know in Nigeria, once the conference will be held and nothing will come out of the conference, there will be reports, there will be everything, then it will gather dust somewhere and nothing will be implemented in it. We have so many already on grant. We have so many positions from people already on grant. Let the government look into it and harmonize them.
Okay, so in your statement earlier, you talked about when the APC came into power in 2015, a committee was set up headed by the Kaduna State Governor, Nasir El-Rufai, talking about restructuring. Now, when this particular conversation came up last week, the decision made by the Southern governors, the Arewa Consultative Forum criticized it, saying this particular move is going to divide Nigeria, and we are aware that that body is from the north. So why do you think we have this controversy now, and do you see a possibility of this restructuring dividing the country?
It depends on what they are looking at as restructuring. Some people look at restructuring as having a different system of government. Some people look at restructuring as having a different country. Some people look at restructuring as the evolution of power and some other area in that regard. Let each state control its resources. Let's reduce the power given to the federal. These are what some people consider as a restructuring. Maybe those people who are criticizing this restructuring issue are looking at it or that are saying that it may divide the country, or it may are looking at it from the point of view of let's what's it called? Let's scatter and then go in our different way. That is restructuring to some other people. That is not the restructuring I will be canvassing for. The structuring I will be canvassing for is to reduce the power, is to for example, the devolution of power. That has to be there. The giving local government autonomy to be able to operate on its own. That has to be there. Those other areas, just like we are doing that, each organs of government should operate as a separate, independent organs of government. Those are the kind of restructuring I'll be asking for. So I don't see anything bad in asking for restructuring. Restructuring is overdue. We need to restructure the country. If you are doing a particular thing and you are not getting results from doing that particular thing, you need to change your style. And changing of style is what we call restructuring. In other words, you are adopting a new method. Adopting a new method is a kind of restructuring to be able to get results. So I don't see anything bad in calling for restructuring. Restructuring has been long overdue, and we need to restructure our country.
Okay, still on this issue now, we recall that when this particular conversation came up last week, in the course of the criticism, statements were made saying that the southern governors were not focusing on the main problem, and open grazing was not the challenge facing Nigeria that Nigeria was facing at this time, and banning open grazing was not going to solve the problem. What do you make of that?
Open grazing is one of the solutions to the problem we're having today. Because if you look at the insecurity we're having today in this country, some are caused by the fact that people allege that the S-men, who are some of them, the bad one among them, are killing people, are raping people, are maiming people, all this and that. And in order to cure that area of insecurity, they are saying, look, let's ban this move around. If you don't move around, you won't be able to see people to kill in their farm. They won't be able to see the dispute between. Not even dispute. I don't want to even call it dispute, because if you trespass on my land and you destroy my land and you also attack me and you call it a dispute, I don't see it as a dispute. I think open grazing, as far as I'm concerned, banning on open grazing, as far as I'm concerned, will go along. Will also reduce the issue of insecurity or killing that have been conferred by some people within the country. So I think is one of the solutions to our problem. It's one of the solutions to our security situation in this country, because most of the allegations regarding killing, regarding this are hung on people who are on the S-men, the killer S-men among them. Not all the S-men are killer. So those who are bad elements among them are the ones but they are using the opportunity of those who are moving around to also perpetrate that issue. So if there is no moving around by anybody, whether you are good or bad, you will not be able to achieve your bad results in that regard. So I think, as far as I'm concerned, banning on open grazing is one of the solutions to our problem in this country. In terms of, I'm not saying it's all it will cure all the insecurity problems. I say one of we have so many insecurity problems because like the bandits now, those who are called bandits or who are called because I don't call them bandits. I call them terrorists or criminals who are bent on killing people. Because when you call them bandits, you are trying to make it a kind of a justify what they are doing as if they have a, even if you look at the dictionary, bandits are a group of and gang of people, criminals who operate in the lawless society. So if we are saying they are bandits, we are saying we are now in a lawless society whereby people can operate and kill people the way they like. So as far as I'm concerned, the issue of open grazing is one of the solutions to our insecurity problem. At least it will reduce to an extent the killing in some area in this country. It may not end the insecurity. They're one of the solutions.
Okay, talking about bandits and justifying their actions, we have a story here on the front page of the Punch that says Gumi meets Afaka 37, insists on negotiation with bandits. Now we know that Sheikh Gumi has been in the news for a while, considering negotiations and talks and meetings with bandits and the students or people that were abducted. And some time ago he made a statement how that they were not bandits, but they were fighting an ethnic war. Now he has come out to say the federal government should negotiate with bandits. What do you make of these particular statements? Consider the fact that earlier on he called it an ethnic war.
Let me first of all say that I do not agree with Sheikh Gumi on the fact that they are fighting. He said they are fighting what's it called?
Ethnic war.
What kind of word?
An ethnic war.
It's not an ethnic war. If you are fighting an ethnic war, you will not be kidnapping people and asking for ransom. If you have, that means you are doing business now. If you want fighting for a particular cause, even when you do kidnap, you say, look, this is what we are looking for. If you don't do this thing we are looking for the benefit of everybody in this country, we will not listen. That is, if God can even say they are fighting for ethnic cause. But if you kidnap somebody and you are asking for money to be paid before you can release them, you are not fighting for any ethnic cause. You are fighting for your own personal interest. You are fighting to make money. You are fighting. So, but I do want to also generally agree with regarding the list of these people who are in their custody now. Because why I'm saying so, I am not in support of negotiating with bandits. I'm not in support of negotiating with criminals. I'm not in support, but I am a realist. As it is today in Nigeria, we don't have a government who has the capacity to fight the insurgents, to even get anybody released from where they are. So the only solution left now for us, if you want those people to come out, is to negotiate and get them out. Because we don't have the capacity. We don't have the capacity to get them out. What do you do? If you don't want to negotiate, you must have another option that you believe will be able to give you results. We don't have any. I don't know the other option we have that are exhibiting. They are not exhibiting any other option that can bring those people out. The only thing they can do, as far as I'm concerned, is to ensure the release of those people.
Talking about exploring other options, just last week, the Kaduna State Governor made a statement saying the remaining students that were abducted from Greenfield University, they were not going to pay any ransom to get them, but his government was going to make use of military force to get the students, saying that they have knowledge of where the bandits are and the technical know-how and all of that to get them, and that they were not going to negotiate, but rather use the military force they have to get them. Don't you think that is towing the part of another means, although we've not gotten any update on that yet?
That's just, as far as I'm concerned, that's just paperwork and talk. If you have the capacity, if you know where they are, why have you not got them released? If you say you have the capacity, if you know where they are, why have you not taken steps to get these people released from their custody? What if you have the capacity? I am not supporting Gumi, especially when Gumi seems to be like a spokesperson for the bandits and those who are kidnapping. It's not good to in that regard, because the way he talks sometimes, it's as if he's canvassing for them. It's as if he's their spokesperson. It's as if he's talking on their behalf or whatever. But I am saying, look, for the sake of people in custody, and having regard to the fact that we have government who have not shown capacity to be able to get these people out, the other option is to get them is to negotiate and get them released. I even heard from the news that the family of those Greenfield University students who are in custody said that they paid over 60 million or so. Yet the students have not been released. So what are we talking about? So if you have the government that has the capacity, you don't negotiate. You will not negotiate. But if you don't have the government that has the capacity, you don't have any other option than to negotiate. America will not negotiate the list of any of their citizens within their confine. They can negotiate if they are head outside the country of their country to be able to get them back. But in our own case, we don't have that. We don't have the. You realize that when the American citizen was held in Nigeria, just one person, one of them, they came and removed their citizen and went away. That is capacity. They were able to show capacity that we can deal with these people. We don't have the capacity, or even if we have not shown it. So if you have not shown the capacity, if you are not been doing enough to be able to rescue these people, the other option is to negotiate.
Okay, so talking about negotiations, well, whether before now there have been speculations and talks how that negotiations have gone on their way to secure the release of some students and, victims of kidnapping and abduction and all of that. Now, what's the assurance that when negotiations are fully implemented, these bandits would not see that as a means of empowerment?
No, the negotiation I'm talking about is to get these people released. No negotiation can change any kidnapper or any a criminal. You can't negotiate with criminal and say, look, now that we have negotiated with you, or are you going to bring them into the system, or are you going to accept what they are asking for in terms of taking over the country, or you want to close the school because some of them are said, like Boko Haram is said to be against confessional schooling. Are you going to close all the schools? So I'm saying negotiate with them, be able to get these people who are in custody. The problem we're having that most time, when there is no attack, the government don't do anything. They relax. We are not proactive. We don't plan ahead. We don't do things ahead. We only wait for attack and then try to see how we can defend or even try to get people who have been kidnapped back from the custody. That is our problem. So, and that is a sign of we are not serious. We are not doing enough to be able to get these people out. So if we really want to do our thing the way it's done, if you don't want to negotiate, we need to buckle up and do things the way and not wait for an attack. But if we know, as good enough, we are told they know where they are. Good enough, we are told they know them. Why can't you push? Why can't you take steps and push them if you have the capacity? So as far as I'm concerned, I've not seen the capacity, and I've not deceived any government in this regard. The children whose life are there are citizens like me, and their life is also sacred. So America would prefer to allow 100 criminal escape than to allow one citizen of his country to be killed. So that's the way to go. A country where a governor will say they are ready to lose students, it does not go well. It's absurd, and it's unfortunate. A governor should duty or a government duty is to protect the life and of his citizens. One life lost is against in a good country due to the carelessness of the government. That governor or president. In our own case, that's not the case. We'll be giving excuses for the government.
Okay, we believe
until they show capacity.
Okay. We are hopeful that capacity will be shown. And the right steps will be taken to secure the release of these students and other students that have been kidnapped by bandits. We'll have to end the conversation with you here, Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid, this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the show and for sharing your thoughts with us on these issues.
Thank you for having me.
Do have an amazing day.